Salvete omnes. This is Magister Hodges, and this is our next story project, which is called Signa Zodiaca. And we're going to go through the introduction today, which everybody will read. And the reason that we're doing this is because every zodiac, the Romans were not big into astrology. As far as I know, they didn't have quite the same concept of it. However, the reason it ties into Latin is every constellation, its name is based on some background Roman or Greek myth. Is the story behind how the things got there. So what we're going to do is we're going to read this introduction together, and then you are going to then read the story, the introduction and story that is based off your zodiac sign. So after you've finished the sentence builder and posted in the discussion and answered those questions, you have an idea of your zodiac sign and some of the information that you're going to cover, but you're going to learn more about the background mythology story for it. So anyway, in this, we're going to read over chapter or the introduction, and I'm just going to kind of show you all things. So first off, you notice that this PDF is vertical. I've tried my best to get it resaved properly, but it just doesn't want to work. So the way you deal with this, if you're on a Chromebook and you open it in Google Drive and it looks like this, go up, click on print. It's going to open it in another screen. And on this screen, the little rotate counterclockwise thing is up here at the top to the right of the 100% zoom in thing. So you click that and boom, it's right. So I'm going to start reading through this and make comments on what it means. This is just a very general introduction for all the zodiac signs. Okay. Qualitates hominum, qualities of people. Multi homines astrologiam student meaning they study. Astrologia est de constellationibus in caelo, multi constellationes sunt. Constellationes in caelo is the sky, representant fabulas, they represent stories. Fabulae sunt de hominibus mortalibus, they're stories about mortal humans. Fabulae sunt de immortalibus deis, immortal gods. Fabulae sunt de animalibus, et fabulae de monstris quoque sunt. So there's stories about all sorts of different things. Fabulae qualitates hominum describunt. Hominum here is the genitive plural, so that means of people. So the fabulae, the stories describe the qualities of people. Fabulae quoque naturam hominum describunt. Sunt multae qualitates hominum. Homines possunt esse, and then a long list of adjectives here that are covered actually in the sentence builder. I'm not going to go through and read them all out, but you can see it's all sorts of things that people can be and how they're described, and the stories kind of represent that. In astrologia, constellationes dividuntur in signa zodiaca. The constellations are divided, untur, that passive ending, into zodiac signs. Sunt duodecum signa zodiaca. In anno, in a year, quoque sunt menses duodecum. Ergo, therefore, signa zodiaca representant menses et annum totum. So they represent the months and the whole year. Elementa et natura hominum, the elements and the nature of people. Human nature, I guess you could say. Signa zodiaca dividuntur in elementa quatuor. They are divided into 4 elements. Elementa quatuor signorum zodiacorum sunt ignis, terra, aqua, et aer. I think you can figure out what those mean. Sunt tria signa zodiaca igniaria, id est Aries, Leo, et Sagittarius. So that's saying Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are considered fire signs. Signa zodiaca terrestria, earth signs, there are 3. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricornus. Signa zodiaca aquatica tria sunt, Cancer, Scorpio, et Pisces. Et sunt tria signa zodiaca aerea, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Elementa describunt naturam hominum. Naturae hominum sunt communicatio, cautio, fides, et affectus. So that's saying that the elements describe the different natures that people can have. Human natures are broken down roughly into communication, cautiousness, faith, or being loyal, and their emotions. So these the elements of your sign are supposed to represent how you communicate, how cautious you are, how loyal you are, and like your emotional, your affect, the typical way you respond emotionally to things. Tempora, times. Elementa quattuor quoque representant quattuor tempora anni. They represent the 4 times of the year, meaning the 4 seasons. Tempora anni quattuor sunt aestas, autumnus, hiems, et ver. Aestas is summer, autumn, hiems is winter, and ver is spring. You can see here. So you can see how they correspond. Spring is represented by air, hiems is represented by water, autumn is represented by earth, and aestas is fire. Elementum ignis aestatum representant. The element of fire represents summer. Autumnus representantur elemento terra. Hiems representantur elemento aqua. Et elementum aer representat ver. Tempora anni quoque qualitates habent. The times of the year also have qualities. Sunt duae qualitates particulares temporibus. There are 2 particular qualities for each season. You can see humida, calidum, sica, et frigidus. Otherwise, humid, the humidity, like it's a humid time. Hot, calidum, hot, sica, dry, and frigidus, cold. Aestas calida et sica est. The summer is hot and dry. Autumnus et frigidus et siccus. The autumn is cold and dry. Hiems humida et frigida sunt. It is cold and humid. Et ver est humidum et calidum. There, the spring is both humid and hot. Qualitates differentes. Elementa representant dua qualitates particulares temporibus. And this is where things get crazy. Look at this chart here if you want to follow it, like crazy conspiracy theorists. Signa igniaria calida et sica sunt. Signa terrestria sica et frigida sunt. Signa aquatica frigida et humida sunt. Et signa aerea humida et calida sunt. Basically saying that each of these signs share these 2 qualities. So you will find the fire signs, for example, are hot and dry, and they occur during the summer. They go from hot, humid. It's this. I'm not expecting y'all to. I'm not expecting y'all to have to break down this graph. He's just kind of illustrating here. We're going to keep moving on. Non omnia signa elementi sunt tempore simili. Not all signs that share an element are from the same time. Ergo, qualitates elementorum et temporum possunt esse differentes. The qualities of the elements and the times are able to be possunt esse different. Signa zodiaca habent inter duas et quattuor qualitates. Zodiac signs have between 2 and 4 qualities. For example, signa terrestria, Taurus, wherever that is, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricornus. Frigida et sica sunt. And so, like, to me, I've never really quite understood this because it says that they are all cold and dry, but this is hot, and the Taurus is in the middle of the hot. So, like, I've still never been quite sure. But this is not a unit about the ins and outs of astrology. Don't get me wrong. But we're just figuring out the Latin here. But you get the idea. If you're one of those people who's super into zodiac signs, please come educate me. Anyway, sed non omnia signa terrestria sunt autumno. Not all earth signs are in the autumn. You notice autumnus turns into autumno, and that makes it ablative. And when it's ablative on its own without a preposition, it can mean from, when, if, from, with, by, or in. And so in this case, it's just telling you when it happens in the autumn. Ergo, signa terrestria Taurus et Capricornus qualitates frigidas et siccas habent. Therefore, the earth signs Taurus and Capricornus are cold and dry, and they also have the different qualitates differentes temporum. They have the different qualities as well of the actual time they're in. Once again, still not quite sure why, but it just is what it is. We're gonna roll with it. Okay. Pars secunda in the autumnus et hiems, habet quattuor signa zodiaca Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricornus, et Aquarius. And this is just talking about this part that it comes from. These stories are broken up into 3 volumes, 3 different books that I have scanned in here, and it's describing. This one comes from the second book. It still applies generally, but now it's going to talk more specifically about Scorpio, Sagittarius, and Capricorn and Aquarius. Ergo, in secunda parte, omnia elementa representantur, aqua, ignis, terra, et aer. Said, so each time of the year, or each third of the year, has at least one fire, one water, one earth, and one air sign. Said, Scorpio et Sagittarius autumno sunt, Capricornus et Aquarius autumn hieme sunt. So, however, Capricorn and Aquarius are in the winter, and Scorpio and Sagittarius are in the autumn. Ergo, in secunda parte, duo tempora representantur, autumnus et hiems. I was just saying 2 times are represented in the second volume. Autumnus est siccus et frigidus. It is dry and cold. Autumnus elemento terra representator. So once again, these are ablative, but they don't mean in this time. It says autumn is represented by the element earth. Ergo, signa terrestria sicca et frigida sunt, sed non omnia signa autumno terrestria sunt. Therefore, earth signs are cold and dry, but not all autumn signs in the autumn are earth signs. Scorpio et Sagittarius autumno sunt, sed Scorpio et Sagittarius habent qualitates particulares elementorum differentium. Scorpio signum aquaticum frigidus et humidus est, quod elementum aqua. So you see here Scorpio, frigidus et humidus. And that's part of it being a water sign. Oh God, class is coming. Sagittarius signum igniarium, and here's Sagittarius right here, is a fire sign. Est calidus et siccus, but it's in the winter. Hiems frigida et humida est. Hiems representantur elemento aqua. So even though Sagittarius is in basically what this is saying is the element that's related to the sign is not necessarily attached to the time of the year it's in. And that it will inform you of what it is when you read your specific part. Ergo signa aquatica sunt frigida et humida, sed non omnia signa hieme aquatica sunt. So any sign that is a water sign has the qualities of the winter months, but and I guess that's supposed to be represented in your personality. However, they don't all occur. One, Cancer is in the summer. Pisces is in the spring. So it's just laying out this very confusing framework. Capricornus et Aquarius hieme sunt, sed Capricornus et Aquarius habent qualitates particulares elementum differentium. You can see I'm repeating myself a lot here. It's just getting those ideas. Elementorum differentium of the different elements. These are both genitive, plural. Capricornus signum terrestre siccus et frigidus est. Aquarius signum aerium est humidus et calidus. And we're going to talk about this kind of introduces you to the different stories. This one's using Scorpio as an example, but you will see your own story when you get to that part of this unit next week. Signa Zodiaca habent qualitates varias hominum et elemento representant. Naturum hominum et qualitates temporum. Saying they have different qualities. They show the different qualities of people. The elements represent their nature and the qualities of that time of that season. You're good. You have a great day, Mary. Ergo, signo Zodiaca et elementa describunt naturam et qualitates hominum et qualitates temporum. And then it talks about Scorpio specifically, and it's just talking. Yeah, so that's kind of where this leads off. So that's just the intro, laying out the framework for how zodiac signs work. Like I said, you're not going to be quizzed on how a zodiac sign works. This is not an astrology class. I am not an astrologist, but I hope that was helpful to help you answer the questions. I hope you enjoy this unit, and as we continue into the time of studying more about rituals and the weird fun things the Romans would do with that and their religion. So anyway, walete.